All right, welcome to Tribe Talk Tuesdays, Tribe Luminescent. I'm so excited. So I already had this on the books to talk about for today. I have like content for all Tuesdays planned, like or at least a topic, and then I go through and do like all my notes and like what I want to talk about. I will say I kind of dropped the ball on actually making notes about this today, but I found a post in, actually several posts in a directors group that I'm in. And it's something that actually a lot of teams are sharing daily in their pages, like for this month. We're going to talk a little bit about recruiting. So this is already in the books, but because of the special, the promotion, someone kind of created this. But I figured since I already had it on the topic, instead of sharing it daily into the tribe, I was just kind of going to run down and talk about them because they're just, I mean, okay, they're cute. I'm going to show you. There's like these little, they're like little cute gnome graphics, and then just eat one. It's the whole concept of it is sponsoring new gnomies. So if I like read something and all of a sudden gnome comes out, that's why. But I just figured there's 30 tips because it was meant to be posted for the 30 days, but I'm just going to kind of go through and we're going to kind of, some of them I'll probably skim right over. Some of them we might elaborate about, and just kind of different things about, especially like the special, like this is one of the best things that Scentsy offers, as far as promotions. And don't quote me on this. I believe in one of the lives recently, or the end of month lives, something with Lacey. She said that I think they have 3 of these planned this year. Now, that doesn't mean they're all going to be 25. That doesn't, they might have like a $50 join special where it's kind of more like the host incentive kit, that might not even be it either. I'm just throwing out ideas. But so this is exciting. So last year, we only had a joint promotion in the last 2 years. We only had a joint promotion in May. And I know a lot of you guys actually joined in May because it's the highest recruiting month that most teams see at all. That doesn't mean, a lot of people will take that kit just because they're an avid buyer, and then that's all they do. There's quite a few of us in Tribe Luminescent that might not even be in our Facebook page because they're in it just for the discount. They spend $25 on...
Yeah, a dog's journey, Mom.
We're gonna mute her. I got you, Kristen. So we what was I just saying? So that's always been like our highest recruiting area. And like a lot of them, like I said, some people are just in it for the discount, and that's okay. Like you'll see me throughout this month share starting a business for 25 or just getting money back on your own purchases for 25. I share with a lot of my big customers when this comes around, and I'm sure that's going to be in here. I probably should just get into this, but basically, you can join this for the discount, and spending that $25, depending on how much of a consumer they are, that $25 investment, sometimes they're going to earn that back on their own purchases like enough. Like I think I've said before with recruiting, sometimes if you calculate how much they would have earned off their own purchases, it kind of wows them into being like, well, maybe I should just do this to get money back. Why I say that, and like a lot of people hear that and they're like, well, I want people that are going to run a business. I want people that are going to run a team on my team. But so many of us, me, myself included, start for a discount. And then realize when you get into the community, when you get into the group, when you become part of the tribe, you realize that there's so much more potential, that even the simplest people can do this. Like none of us are, you see us on the street, you're not going to look at any of us and be like, oh yeah, they are business people. Like there's so many walks of life within the Scentsy community. And it's not like everybody that does good is up here on a pedestal. We're all real people. We're all like I said, I mean, I'm a hot mess most days. Like, and I will straight up admit that. I don't sugarcoat that. I do not have my stuff together, or lack of better words there. But I do enough to be able to make this work. And obviously that's something that I'm constantly growing and learning on, even as myself. So these posts, I'm just, like I said, I'm going to go through them. So the first one, And this is something like you could definitely take notes on so you guys can have some stuff and ideas for throughout the month. But the first tip for sponsoring new peeps is create a dream team list. So start with 10 different people that you think it'd be fun to work with and would be an asset on your team. So like I said, go into those, your top customers, people that you see that are, on your Facebook, always sharing what they're getting at Target, always sharing what they're getting at Starbucks, always doing these things and already sharing what they're buying and using in their daily life that they might not even be getting paid on. So you guys do this already just naturally. Why don't you take that up a step and speak with them? So start with a list, get a list of people that you want to talk to throughout this month. And I don't mean go and start cold messaging this entire list. I mean, actually sit down, make this list, and you don't have to rack through it the whole, right away. That's something work on throughout the month. So, you got a list of 10. So tomorrow you're going to go and you're going to find number 1 and you're going to work with them. You're going to have real conversations. You're not going to jump in, hey girl, there's a $25 special. You're going to jump in and be like, obviously you want to share that special. Girl, we have this thing going on right now. And I thought of you because of this, because of that, because of this. I think you're going to do good because of this and that. And ask them what's holding you back, what is something, and then try to answer those questions. Yes, Daisy.
I think I'm kind of scared to attack the whole kit / sponsoring again, because I have lost both my team members. One, just because we combined it, but the other one because she literally messaged me. She's like, I just don't have time for any of this, but I see her posting about all this other stuff. And
then it's not for her.
I've talked to people before and then it's kind of gone again. So I don't know how to approach that without being like, you have to join my team. Not that I'm literally trying to be that way, but I try to be nice about it. I know you like it too. And I try to list benefits, but I feel like I'm not getting enough across without just still seeming pushy.
No, I feel like something like that isn't necessarily pushy. I guess it depends on, again, the verbiage. But if you're really just saying especially if you're going to those customers that spend a lot and talking to them about how much they could actually save themselves by doing this, and you're kind of going into that aspect, how is it going to benefit them? Don't talk about how it benefits you. Don't, obviously talk about.
I really don't mention that other than being a team and joining the family.
Oh, absolutely.
That they've got the outreach with all of us. But yeah, I feel like other than you get discounts, you could do this, you could do that. I feel like I don't know what else to say.
And you know what though? But that's the thing is, okay, so if that doesn't work, if those there isn't, I don't know how to say this without I don't even know how to word it. There isn't too many tactics. You're not going to go out there and make up a bunch of stuff to get someone to join. And if you go through and talk about discounts, how amazing and beneficial the community is, what it's done for you, and they're still not biting, then it's not their time. Move on. Don't feel like you need to keep pushing. There are people, I messaged a girl today. Actually, I'll even pull it up. I messaged a girl today because she's always sharing her stuff and always that, and she always buys from me. And I said, girl, it's $25 to join. She liked my post, which made me kind of click to message her. I was like, girl, you saw it's $25 to join right now. I know you say no, or you've said no before, but hear me out. And she's planning on moving to Florida. I said, kickstart right now, save money for Florida. And when you move, you can have your base built here, and then you can grow wide down there. I said, I can see you being so stinking great if you put your heart into it. She said straight up, I hate people. I hate dealing with people. And I'm really stressed out right now. I can't. Today's been a bad day. Okay, well, I left it at that. And then I talked to her. I'm like, girl, then vent to me. Talk to me. I'm your friend. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna hit that avenue anymore this month. Okay, end of story. I'm not going to push that. I'm not going to make anybody come on this team that doesn't want to. If I have to jump through hoops to convince you, I'm going to have to jump through hoops to get you to run your business. And I don't want to do that.
I think that's why I lost my other teammate, because she wanted to. She's kind of iffy. And then I had a really discounted kit. She got it for $15. And we were okay. She kept kind of touching base with me. Yeah, how do I do this? I can't get into this, but I never really seen her do anything go active, anything posting. And then she's like, oh, never mind. I don't have time for this. I can't do this, just because I kept kind of checking in on her. And
Right. And some people don't realize not that it's complicated to run. I mean, it is, but it isn't complicated to run a business. Like, there is work you do have to put in. And I think a lot of people do join it. And if they're not asking those questions up front, which, I'm not saying you have to give them all the information. Do not spam them with information. You are going to scare them into a corner and they're going to run.
I think that I feel like I did that.
And I've said that before, is keep things simple, answer only what's asked, direct questions. But no, please don't call me.
I don't want to make them feel like they're detached either. And that's where I'm afraid, how am I supposed to recruit when I feel like I'm like, hey, how you doing? 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 But I don't want them to be not asking because they're too scared to ask. And
so first off, I tell people right off the bat, I am here. I am your backbone. I am here to help you. I want you to ask all the questions. I am not offended by any question, and no question is dumb. So please, please, please ask all the questions. Do not be afraid. I always tell people the most successful people on my team feel like they're annoying me, and they're not. And those that don't ask the questions, do I see some succeed? Yes. Do I see some flop? Yes. The ones that I see that aren't really hitting anything or making any sales or posting anything, occasionally I'll check in like, hey girl, how's it going? Can I help you with anything? And I also let them know that if you ever feel like I'm crawling up your, booty too much, let me know. I want to be here for you as little or as much as you want and need me to. So I'm not a person, if they're not posting or they're not asking questions, I don't reach out daily. I don't hound them. I don't, whatever. I might once a week, something like that. And then if they're still not biting after that, still not getting that momentum or that motivation to really go in, I just back off. They're part of the tribe. They see, the trainings, they're welcome to join these things. And when they feel like it's time, then they're going to do something. And if it comes to, there's never that time and they fall off, then they fall off.
I think that's why I'm kind of scared to promote it. I mean, it's a great deal because I am one of those people that joined. I joined last minute at the end of May, but I'm afraid for that because I'm not doing the greatest, but I am here and there at points, but then I'm slacking in other areas. And how can I'm going to tell you right now, cite somebody else when I'm not doing well.
Easy. I'm going to tell you right now, beneath me in Tribluminescent, there is 48. 14 were active last month. Okay. 19 had sales. So that's, the rest are zeros. Okay. Do I get discouraged by that? At first, a little bit. But you know what? That's why you grow wide. Because that's when you're going to find your quality. If you're not recruiting anybody and everybody that is willing to do it, you're never going to find that 1 in a million. Yep. You get a kit. Absolutely. You are not going to find that 1 in a million if you are not taking anybody and everybody that is willing to join. So you need to put that out there to let people know. Like I said, don't be pushy. If you're getting a vibe, just let it go. Obviously it's not ready. If you have to jump through hoops to convince them, like I said earlier, if you have to jump through hoops to convince them, you're going to have to jump through hoops to get them to work their business. And that is not worth it. Not worth your time, not worth their time. It's just not worth it. Okay, so then I'm going to kind of go through a little bit more of these. I know, and we probably are touching base on some that are on this list. So obviously I'll skim over those. So tip 2 is to learn more details on how to sponsor new people, go to YouTube and search scentsy sponsoring. The more you learn, the better you become. And I tell you guys this all the time. I am a huge YouTube person. I am constantly looking up different trainings, trying to find different consultants. If you guys go to the pin tab on Tribluminescent in the start here, or I think it's begin here, whatever it says, it's pinned to the top and it's got all those different links on there. Towards the bottom, there is a good handful of YouTube leaders, their YouTubes to follow. You guys know I preach her left and right, Johanna Luna, Jackie Duran, Chastity Robinson, Patricia Mori, I don't know how to say her last name. Christina Steinbrook, Danny Shop, Heidi Wendy Newgrass. She is adorable. I love her, and I'm so thankful for her. I just actually sidetrack kidnapped from her YouTube fundraising, not so like a proposal letter and like an outline to give to whoever is organizing it, because I might be able to have a fundraiser for my daughter's taekwondo team. So I'm super excited about that. So, and actually the crazy thing is I wanted to edit some of what the files that she shared, and I messaged her and I was like, is there a way that I could get an editable file? And she goes, yeah, give me a second. I'm doing something with my family right now and I will email it over. And she emailed me editable copies of everything that she had put on YouTube. So and that's what's crazy is like, if you watch these YouTube videos, and a lot of times they'll share the links that they're talking about below, but if you need them to elaborate or you need something a little different, like an editable link, you know, obviously don't ask them to edit it for you, but if you need something like that, most of the time you can find these girls on Facebook and reach out to them, and they are so willing to help. It is so crazy how connected this community is, even when it is not in your actual stem of scentsy. Like there's so many leaders that are willing to share and to contribute to anybody's success, even if it doesn't help them. So YouTube, I'm telling you guys, like it is phenomenal. And that is actually how I've came across and befriended quite a few different leaders, because I've seen videos and been like, they're probably not going to respond, but I'm going to try anyway. And I messaged them, and then they responded. I was like, oh my God, you're a saint. I love you. So definitely always, always, always check YouTube for different videos, for tips when you're stumped, different things, everything, even outside of sponsoring. But there are so many really good sponsoring videos on YouTube, and I'm definitely going to be watching some refreshers because of this month. Tip 3, keep it simple. It says like basically in your messages. So like this one is an example. Have you ever considered becoming a consultant for the discount and perks, or even for some extra income opportunity? Boom. I'm not getting into details. It's really short, simple, to the point, and something like that can be in those messages. Obviously, again, start a conversation before just slapping stuff at them. Step 4, flip it. Be sure to book at least one party a week and always offer the kit to your host first and then to the guests. So obviously if you're having, this kind of works both, a couple different ways. So if you have a host that's actually hosting a party, as soon as she hits $200 in party rewards, so she unlocks free credit, I message them and let them know. I send them a picture of the kit and I let them know, be like, girl, you can, or you just hit rewards. You can either use this 20 some dollars on free stuff, or we can apply it to this kit. If we keep going with this party, you can even possibly get this kit for free if you're thinking about it. And say she takes it, awesome. When we close out our party, cool, now I got a new recruit. Say she's like, no, it's really not for me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell her, I'm going to offer this to your guests, but I'm not going to let it take from your host credit. And how you do that is you say there is like $20 in host credit. And what you would do is basically, all it would do is short your host like $1, because you're going to put in 19 and then you can still add that host kit as long as there's even change. If your host uses everything besides 30 cents, you can still put that host kit in, and that 30 cents is going to come off the host kit. So then you can still give. But now when I give it to their guests, I'm not going to say it's discounted. I'm not going to say it's free. I'm going to say it's a $59 join kit. So then they're going to do that. So even if like I guess, and even another easy way is since it's always 59, you can actually put the host kit in, and even if it discounts it, since that girl is going to, or guy is going to pay that 59, it's going to actually cover that overage to be able to still pay for the host stuff, if that makes sense. So technically that host stuff will be like retail, but it'll be from there. If you guys get into that and that ever happens and you're in a stumble, message me. I will walk you through it. I know it's a little complicated to put into actual words. Oh, Daisy, yep, that's actually talking about flipping the PRV. So do you offer to flip the party? So if, yes and no, yes and no. There is that option to do so, but obviously not everybody always does. And there's always a few stipulations. If you have a party that goes over the first of the month, so there's orders in February and then there's orders in March, you cannot flip those February orders because they're already issued to you. They're already running through commissions. That you cannot. But your online order, when you click the flip tab on a party, it's only going to flip what's on workstation, not online orders. If you want to flip those online orders, which you can, you have to get a hold of customer support and then they can flip them. Most of the time, personally, I don't really flip them unless, but then again, 90% of the time, the kits that I'm giving are from my personal parties. I think I've had one host take the kit, like when she's actively hosting. I mean, I've had past hosts take a kit, but usually it's later on my free kits. But during a party, I've had one host take a kit, and it was in the beginning, and I was still on that, like, I need the PRV. So I didn't even say that it was an option. I mean, obviously when they come in here, they're going to learn that or whatever. But never once did she come to me and was like, well, why didn't you do that? You know what I mean? Like it was never a thing. So I was never really worried about it. Now, if you're at a comfortable point of your PRV and you're hitting your numbers or your goals, you can definitely offer that. If you're okay giving up that PRV and that's the slice of cake that puts her over and says yes, do it. Do it. You know, but that's something that's ultimately up to you. You don't have to. And sometimes what I'll do is, or I guess what I shouldn't say what I'll do, future talking, if it came up into a situation, maybe even just like those workstation orders, because most of the time those workstation orders are coming from, like, at least my case, a lot of times when I enter in workstation orders, she's messaging me saying, so-and-so off of Facebook wants this or this, just send it to my house, stuff like that. So because she's physically going around grabbing all those, I'll flip that, no problem. That's fine. But online orders, I haven't flipped that. Yep, see, and Daisy and stuff like that too. If you're on the iffy fence about, I guess if I'm recording this, I should probably read comments here. Daisy said, I did not flip my last party because I knew that they were kind of interested, not 100% into it. So I played it safe to use the PRV for me. Absolutely. If you feel like they're going to be a kidnapper, that they're going to be really hard to get motivated, that might be something that you might not want to take that risk losing that. For granted, now, if you're close to like an incentive or something like that, like you also have to see it that way. If you're close to an incentive or getting close to paid a title and all you need is one person active and her party's $250, if you flip that, you have an active new consultant right there. So you also have to kind of look at those avenues as well. Hell, say she had, you know, like a really banging party and it was over 1,000 PRV. Okay, right now the incentive is to recruit somebody and get them to certified. She's a party over 1,000. That's instant incentive. Yes, it's kind of a cut on your commissions. You're still going to get paid off of her. Obviously not at, you know, your 20-25%, but that's an instant, you know, like, so that's what you got to do is like at that very moment, that situation, what your numbers look like, what you're working for towards, how close to the end of the month it is. All of those things kind of weigh in on what angle you want to flip that party at. So tip 5, create shopping links for your customers and share with others to place orders. Once the order reaches 200, they unlock their host kit at a discounted using product credit. So same thing, literally same concept, just they're not having a party if you give them a host link. Now that's something I would be more apt to flip because then I'm not doing any work. They're sharing that link. It is just their products. It is, you know what I mean? Something like that. To be able to share that with them. But again, that's your discretion. There's no, you have to, there's no, you don't have to. That is how you want to run your business at that moment in time. Tip 6, bragging rights. Share your journey, share your happy mail and success, share how scentsy is impacting your life and your family. Your customers can't view our team page, so give them a front row seat and a reason to be attracted to this opportunity. So I know I've slacked and I'm getting on it, but like when you guys get happy mail from me, like when you're in the top 5, stuff like that, share that, post it, brag about it. When you guys hit an incentive, brag about it. When you guys, like anything that yeah, exactly. Showing off your bracelets all the time. Absolutely. Like even when we went to St. Louis and I bought that pin and I put it in my warmer and I shared that, I had somebody message me and they're like, what are all those charms earned from scentsy? And I said, well, everything besides the pin I just put in it, yes. And then like kind of explained to her, she didn't bite on it, but she's going to be on my list of 10 and we're going to touch base again because there's obviously some interest in there. Like simple things like that you don't realize, but bragging rights, like don't feel like you are tooting your own horn or anything like that. You want to show the highlights of this. You want to show what this is bringing you, what it's doing for you, that you're being rewarded for what you do, that just all of those things. When, I post up like the monthly numbers, which I got to get to. I didn't get a chance today, girls. I slept until 11:30. Launches, man, whoo. But so I got to crunch numbers, and I do have a crazy day tomorrow. But sometime this week, I'm going to crunch those numbers, and I'm going to put those all up. But when I do, screenshot that. If you're on it, screenshot that and share it, and be like, I love being recognized for my hard work. Things like that. Like you can share those things. Obviously, when if you. Like I said, anything, if you hit an incentive, all those things, anything that you do that gives you some type of bragging rights, don't be afraid to do that, because then people are going to be like, oh, damn, I work hard at my job, but all I get is more work, and like, actually, I saw somebody post something about that the other day about the harder you work, the more work you end up getting at your job or whatever. And I think I went on there and I commented and I was like, I said something about, I'm so glad I'm done with my 9 to 5, because when I work hard, I get rewarded. And that's all I said. I didn't say anything else, but I left it at that. So I figured maybe if somebody's like, hey, what you doing? You know what I mean? Something simple like that, that might trigger an interest without me being there spammy. Like, I sell scentsy. I love my life. And just kind of like give that little incentive or kind of those little tidbits into whatever, you see somebody complaining about their job or whatever on Facebook, make a comment, not necessarily drag your whole spiel into it, but make a comment like that. Like, I feel you, girl. I've been there. I've lived that. And I'm so glad I'm over that. Something along those lines, to get those questions into your inbox. The next tip is brace yourself and get ready for some no thank yous. Generally, 1 out of 10 will say yes. Some say maybe, some won't respond, but don't count them out either. Sometimes no just means not right now. And that's like that message I read you earlier about the girl. She has told me no probably 3 or 4 times, but I'm telling you, if she tried this, like, I love her dearly. She's a good friend of mine, and just her personality, she would soar if she would just get over her damn self. So I'm going to continue to I'm not going to hound her. I'm not going to be spammy, but every now and again, when I think of her, I'm going to slip that in. And then if she still shuns me down, that's cool. And she laughs at me all the time. She's like, girl, you try too hard. It's like in a joking manner, like not like offensive or anything like that. But that's because she knows I don't keep on keeping on, but every couple months I'm dropping in her inbox, like, are you ready? Because one of these days I'm going to get her. If it's not 6 months from now or 6 years from now, she's going to be part of the tribe. I'm promising you.
I had somebody similar, not for sponsoring, but I was in a Harry Potter fan group, and somebody had gotten their warmer and just had dropped the picture, and like everything went crazy and was like, oh my God, I've got to find one. And actually happened to come across somebody, and I was like, oh, well, I'm actually a consultant, because they were asking questions about the waxes and stuff. And I was just like, well, pop myself in here. Started answering questions about light bulbs and waxes. And I got a girl who messaged me. She's like, oh, do you know where I could find one? And I had one pre-order left that didn't get claimed. So got that taken care of with her. So I got her one, and she's like, well, my brother-in-law's wife or whatever is an ex-consultant, so I've got tons of wax. And I was like, well, you do know that we have a lot of it's discontinued and stuff has changed in the last 2 years. And I was like, I actually get some, well, I'm about getting back to getting scent of the months and this and that. And I was like, I could throw you some new samples and stuff like that towards you. And she goes, you know what? Yeah, that actually sounds like a good idea. So I'm just going to kind of keep playing at her for stuff because she's like, I really love this stuff, but I'm a single mom. And I think I might add it to my list, even though, because she already knows the wax. She already knows it. So,
Right. Yeah.
she's
Add
in
it to your list.
Montana, so it'll be interesting farther
Yep.
away, but
Yeah.
Mom, what happened?
You can get money back then on what you're spending. So it's not, you're not spending as much.
finding the weirdest places.
So next is, oh, hold on. Thank you. Like dying over here. I texted him. I was like, can you bring me water? To the rescue. So the next is, don't make a decision for them. Your job to offer this amazing opportunity. Their job is to decide. Don't assume that they won't join because of the reasons you made up for them. You'll be surprised who says yes. So, and that basically meaning is, don't, when you're making that list and you think of somebody, don't make excuses as to why they won't. Let them make those excuses. If they make those excuses, okay, but don't close anybody out because, oh, you know, she's a really good customer, but she's older. She wouldn't be into this, or she wouldn't, you know, whatever. Don't think like that. Don't make that decision for them. Tip 9 is, you know, former consultants can return under you at no cost. Find all former consultants and invite them back with your consultant ID today. So this one though, to reinstate, they do have to contact customer service, but then it doesn't matter who they were under before, they can come under you now. So, and they can for free. They can come back for free. They have the opportunity to buy a kit. They can buy, it's the same thing as the host kit. It's only $59 for them. They don't have like any way of getting it discounted or anything like that. So they can't like host a party to get it discounted, but they can buy that. It's called a reinstatement kit, but it's the exact same contents as the host kit if they want to. They don't have to. So if they are, we actually have one on the team that messaged me and said, hey, I'm signing up under you. I've sold Scentsy before. I only did it for the discount. I don't really want to continue promoting it, but I want my discount back. So I'm going to sign up. And she never bought a kit, and she orders every now and again for herself. That's okay. That is okay. But it costed her no money to come back. So that's even, you know, awesome that if they're just missing their discount because they love their Scentsy products and they fell off, well, you can come back for free and you don't have to sell it. Like, you have another chance. And a lot of times when they fell off, the requirements used to be you have to sell 200 every 4 months. Now it's a year. When I told her that, she goes, are you serious? She goes, that's why she's like, this is her third time coming back. This is her third time coming back. And it's always been just for a discount. And, she said the last 2 times she fell off was because she doesn't order that often to be 200 every 4 months. But then when I told her it's a year, she goes, oh my goodness. She goes, I might not fall off this time. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And, you know, obviously she's not, you know, working her business as a business, but to be able to give her that opportunity is amazing. And then the occasional, you know, when she puts her order in every now and again and hits active like once every few months, like that, I mean, that still helps in a small way for, you know, me, my numbers, and hitting my paid ed title. Obviously I don't really talk to her too much about, you know, hey, what are you doing? You know, what are you working? Because she's not. We catch up every now and again, or she'll see something that I'm posting and she'll be like, oh, when is that? Because she also doesn't really check her workstation that often. So then I'll just dart her the information just like she's a customer, and then if she wants it, she'll order it. Like, that's cool. Opportunity knocks. Every order, happy mail, newsletter, etc. that you personally send out should have a postcard, a rack card, brochure, or something with the Scentsy opportunity in it. So I'm going to either find from somebody else that shared one that I like, or I'm going to whip something up for myself. And I think I already saw a few floating around in the flyers groups about the join opportunity. So I'm going to print something out. If you guys see all these little piles back here, I'm working on happy mail since I've definitely fallen behind on that. So I'm going to throw something in about, originally I was going to do it just about the Scentsy opportunity. Well, I do have something in there about it, I guess. I have my personal brochure that talks about me, talks about hosting, joining, whatever. But now I'm going to, since we have that special, I'm going to throw in a little join for 25. I did see one person share like a flyer that they made of themselves. I think it was Danny Shop. She was holding the why are you blushing warmer in one hand, and then had her hand out like this, and then superimposed that kit here, kind of like Kristen did in her stories today. And it said, for $25, you have the option. You can buy this warmer, or you can get this warmer and all of this extra and a business or a discount, something like that. So I think I want to kind of go along those lines of that. But either which way, I want to put something in and include that with the $25. But even when we're not having this promo, always include something that talks about the scentsy opportunity, because yes, is somebody going to read that and be like, all right, that's it, I'm joining? No. But if they keep seeing it, they keep whatever, eventually they're going to, how many times have you gotten I guess spam mail and seen it several times, and then all of a sudden it's like the 10th time you get it, you're like, oh, wait, I didn't read this before. I didn't know that. That's cool. So sometimes it has to be constantly shown for it to click in their head. So it doesn't mean necessarily, you can send it out for 3 months and never hear anything, but all of a sudden on the 4th month, somebody that's been getting it for the last 3 months is always like, tell me more details about this or something. So always include something about the opportunity in everything you give out, whether it, like I said, happy mail, thank yous, in the actual orders, whatever. Anything that you hand over to a customer should have the scentsy opportunity in it. Referrals, expand your network into a referral system. So perhaps somebody who also knows someone who would love this opportunity, ask for referrals. So then if you hear something about, or if you're talking to somebody about the opportunity and they're just not biting, not right now, not at this time, not for me, whatever, you can say, all right, not a problem. I totally get it. It is not for everyone. It is not everyone's cup of tea. But because this special is so amazing, I want to try to share it with as many people as possible. Who do you know that might be interested in this? Is there somebody that you can steer my direction? And see, sometimes they're going to say no. Sometimes they're going to say, you know what? My Aunt Susie, she loves this stuff, and I think she would be awesome. Okay, cool. Send me her info, or send her my info, or however you want to do it. If you want to even ask them hey, do you want to send her a message and see if she's up for a little chit chat? Send her over my profile and tell her to add me, something like that. And then if she adds you, then be like, hey, so-and-so is talking to me, and then conversate a little bit, tell me a little bit about yourself, whatever. And then be like, oh my goodness, this is why she told me to talk to you, because this is great. You're already buying this much from, a random person or whatever. But referrals really. So always ask for those as well. And this says, let's taco about it. And it says, host a taco Zoom or event. Now you guys, it's kind of, I've read most of these. This one is new. It says, talk about career opportunities. Invite anyone interested or on the fence. So this is definitely a little bit more probably even out of my comfort zone. I have seen something like this. I don't remember it being called a taco, but that's kind of witty. I like how that is. Talk about career opportunities. I did see somebody else doing this, and I thought, I'm like, oh, that would be really cool. But I still need to kind of make that organization of it and actually initiate it. But basically, you can host a Zoom like this, or on Google Meets, or even say meet me on a Facebook group, start a Facebook group and be set it up, schedule it. So anybody that's interested or on the fence or wants to hear a little bit more about what I do, what this entails, the opportunity. And that's where you can obviously spam a little bit more information when you're talking that one-on-one. But then anybody can join that and tell them invite your friends or whatever. We're going to do it at Friday at 5 or what have you, and then jump on there and talk with them. If it ends up being just 1 or 2 people, that doesn't matter. Keep talking, talk to them. Don't get discouraged. Do you guys know how many times I've done tribe talk and I've seen 1 of you? That doesn't mean I'm going to be all right, bye. No, I still showed up the next week. I'm still here. It doesn't matter if I see 20 of you or if I see none of you. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to hit record and I'm going to continue to talk. I think the other week, I think I was on here all by my lonesome self for about half of it. And then I don't remember if it was Chelsea or Brianna. I think one of you guys popped on and was there for the end of it. Was it you, Chelsea? And I was just I'm like, all right, well, I already talked about a whole bunch, but you can just share the recording. I'm going to keep going, but here we are. So like, it doesn't matter who shows up as long as you show up. This VIP lounge, it says create a QR code that'll take potential team members to your Facebook VIP groups to build relationships. I mean, a lot of times, obviously I'm already inviting my customers to like my VIP group and stuff like that. I know a lot of you guys are. So I guess that doesn't really like necessarily entail, I put a QR on everything, my business cards, all of that leads to my link tree. Right on my link tree, it says join my tribe, I don't remember exactly what or maybe start your own business. I don't remember what the headline I have on it is. It's been a while since I've had to edit that one, but that just takes them actually right to the join page on my PWS so they can see kind of all of that information that entails. Have no fear. Don't be afraid to sponsor your best customers. You're not losing by doing this. You're gaining and growing business with multiple long-term results. That's a lot of people's fear. And I think I've touched base on this before. Somebody say they spend $200 a month for you. Yeah, that can kind of hurt to lose that. But that means she's active every month. That means that's a consultant underneath you that is active every month, that is putting you closer to being paid at title. That's putting you closer to your next promotion. So in the long run, it might not necessarily be, the same monetary value right off the bat. You're definitely going to take that cut, but it's going to help you in the long run because you're going to find new customers to replace that. You're going to, be able to obviously continue to grow. And like I said, then she's going to be, or he, I guess I'm just really used to saying she, is going to be somebody active underneath you. Book parties, events, open houses regularly. This will always expand your circle of influence and connection. So always having a party. I have a accelerated leadership that I was invited to. It's for directors and above, and I'm deathly afraid of the commitments that this entails. I wish me luck that I finish it. I'm so stinking nervous. I've never been so nervous in this entire 2 years of scentsy than I am with this leadership program. But one of the requirements is booking 5 parties. I will be the first to admit I have fallen off my groove. I am really good at social selling. I sell mainly off of my page and my VIP. I have not had a party. I have personal links. So I guess I shouldn't say I haven't had a party. Like I have closing parties. I'm opening parties on my workstation. I'm giving out personal links. They're using them. They're doing that. But I have not had a physical online party since December, late November. And I'm still hitting 2,000 a month. Income disclosure statement insert here. But so I hear from a lot of leaders though too, that parties are kind of dying. It is hard to get parties. It really is, but you still want to try to get them on the books. With this accelerated leadership, I'm required in the next 6 weeks to close out 5 parties. Okay, that could be some of my shopping links, so that's okay. So I'm a little at ease with that, but I close about 2 or 3 personal links a month. So that scares me. That's not quite at that 5. I know I'm not far off, but I reached out, if you guys saw on my regular page, saying that I joined this leadership thing and I'm required to have 5 parties. Who's interested in helping me? I have a girl that messaged me, and actually she commented on there and she's going to host a party, but then we were talking in Messenger. She goes, I'm just really nervous that I'm going to waste your time. And I said, why do you think you're going to waste my time? And she said simply, she goes, every time I do something like this, my friends don't bite. Like I'm never successful at parties. And I was like, well, girl, you haven't partied with me yet. Like, and nah, whatever. But but I told her, and I explained this to her, there is no party that is a flop for me. If the host does not hit rewards and doesn't get free stuff, yeah, I'm gonna send her a little goodie for trying, because why? I just networked. How many people did I just meet that I didn't know prior to this party? So that's how you have to look at it. There is no party that is a flop, because even if I could have no sales. I could have absolutely no sales on a party, but I'm going to at least gain a follower or 2 that's going to start watching what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden one day it's just gonna I have people come out of the woodwork all the time that I don't even know that are my friends on Facebook from parties. They'll message me because I'll post something, especially with this last monthly challenge. They'll message me different things like, hey, how much is this? How much, like, can I get that? Do you have a bulk order going in soon? I'm like, I don't even know who you are or where you came from, but yes, you can. Yes, you can. And then I'll look through our recent friends and I'll be like, oh, I bet she was off of so-and-so's party. So, and sometimes I see that, and that so-and-so didn't have the greatest party or didn't have sales, but I have that. So there's always something to gain. No party is a loss. So even if it's, like I said, I mean, I fell off the party rocker. I'm definitely more into the social selling, but I do need to try to grow that base. So I do need to have those parties. So I need to, and I'm really hoping this accelerated leadership, obviously getting those parties, I'm going to try to keep that momentum going and at least book myself 1, if not 2 a month so I can network and be able to, like I said, meet new people. Tip 16 is imagine watching TV commercials that were just still images. You would walk away. The same applies for social media. Go live, let your customers see inside your business, reels, stories, lives, videos. Go live. I know that's so scary. You guys are like, oh my God, I'm sweating just thinking about it. But it is seriously, I feel like it is so much more personable, even though I'm talking to literally an image of myself that's talking back when I'm live. You know, you get people in the comments. Sometimes people don't show up even to my lives and then they'll comment later on and then I'll engage that way. But they're seeing your face. They're more apt to listen to what you're saying than read what you're writing. They're more apt to be more interested if you're showing off something live versus an image of it. Go, and like I said, I think I've stated this before in another tribe talk. If you're nervous about doing like a straight live, practice in your stories. Because why? If you don't like it, you can delete it. You don't have to share it. Whereas like live, obviously they're seeing it live in person. Practice on your stories to the point of where eventually you don't care. You guys, I look homeless, I swear, 99% of the time. I don't care. Okay.
My video the other day from the cars, I'm picking up my kids, sitting there doing nail. My hair was like everywhere. Sun,
but it doesn't matter because you're building that trust. You're building that relationship, especially when you have people that don't know you personally that are watching you. This helps them learn who you are. This helps them begin to trust you. So when you say, this is amazing, you need this, they go, yes, yes, I do, because she said I do. Live out loud. It's 100% okay to share scentsy on your timeline, your newsfeed. Don't be so guarded. Scentsy is a feeling. If we share how it makes us feel, how it has benefited our life and others, we'll be intrigued to learn more or join. And that kind of goes back to those of us that have been involved in this last month competition, this last month challenge of posting every day on our regular stories. So many of us have gained so much from this month. Even myself included. And even before this, I've been one. I've never kept it off of my personal. I throw it on my personal all the time because, like, I don't care. If you don't want to see it, you can delete me, you can mute me, you can unfollow me. I don't care, because to me, Facebook is my business. Like, yes, I have friends and family. Yes, I post family related things on my Facebook. And I have friends and family that will absolutely not buy from me or support my business, but they're still okay being there. They know that that's what I do, and that they probably just scroll past it, but they're there to see still like my family life and stuff when I do share it. And that's okay. And that's okay. Like I have family that will not buy from me, but every time I do like a brag post, like earning Alaska, earning my annual sales award, things like that, then all of a sudden they'll come out of the woodwork and comment, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. And I just kind of sneer in my head like, no thanks to you, but that's okay. But they're there. If they want to leave, it's no skin off my back, because I talk to my family outside of Facebook. And if I don't, then you're obviously not that close with my family where I really care. That was Christy says for when I wanted a day at home. Yep, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And for so many of us, it really challenged us to kind of post every day and like switch it up and different products, all the things. Next is endless possibilities. Create an possibilities group. Invite, obviously, with their permission, anyone who's considered in the opportunity but just hasn't made a leap yet. You can keep in touch and follow up. This is a good idea. This is probably, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't sugarcoat stuff. That is probably something that I would not do, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Triluminescent and my VIP page is enough for me to handle. I do not want any more. Obviously, I'm in a ton of other groups, and like when I share some content with you guys in Triluminescent, there are times I'll take that and I'll share it to because there's a director's idea share group. So sometimes when I share with you guys, I do share it over there. I'll just copy and paste and throw it over there. So that's no work for me. But to actually manage a whole group is just whoop, whoop, I don't know. So this, I'm partial on this. It is a good idea. I'm definitely not knocking it. I'm saying it's not for me. If it's for you, if that's something that you want to do, absolutely go for it. If you want to even do like even kind of dumb it down a little bit, maybe do a group chat. So say something in your VIP like, hey guys, you know, with this really awesome incentive, I wanted to create a group chat for anybody that's interested, on the fence, where they can ask information and then they can, you know, I can answer any questions that are there. And that way I can cover more people at once who would be interested. You know, you could do something even as simple as like a group chat. Tip 19, happy birthday. Where Facebook sends birthday notifications every day. Post a happy birthday every day. Offer a personal discount or even a kit if you have one available. Either way, your friends will think of you more often because of your kind gesture. This is another thing that I need to get off my butt about. I put happy birthday, bring back my bar in my club because my intent was I was going to send out happy mail to my VIPs when it's their birthday. Your girl has about 20 bars of happy birthday. And I hate the smell. I absolutely hate the smell. It is in its own drawer, so I don't have to open it. So I need to get on that. So again, I don't sugarcoat anything. I will tell you guys straight up where I'm failing, where I'm lacking, and where I need to work on, because we all have those, and that's okay. Like in our business, we all have flaws and we all have things that we need to work on. And that's something that we need to be comfortable expressing and talking about. But so that's actually, it's a really good idea, and I need to get back on that bus for sure. But being, again, that's what you're doing is like, even if you don't want to offer or can't offer a discount or a kit or whatever, even just saying happy birthday to them, whether it be you make a post or you see it and then you jump in their message and be like, hey girl, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. Like, I hope everything's going good. And then do like a little catch up or something. And you're just building that relationship. You don't even have to talk scentsy. But then later on down the road, you know, they're going to think of you because you're doing stuff like that. So when you check in with people or, you know, comment on people's stuff, it doesn't always have to be the Scentsy opportunity. It doesn't always have to be Scentsy products or sales. It doesn't have to be all of that, because you still want to build real relationships. You want to still know what's going on in their life. You know, if they're like I said, that girl, when she's like, I'm having a bad day, I said, girl, vent to me. Like, get it off your chest so you're stopped, so you don't have as much stress. Because sometimes just getting it out and like typing it in a rant helps so much. Like, it really, really does when you have someone that you can vent to. So even if it's something like that, or, you know, even onto the venting topic, somebody posts something about being stressed or being discouraged or whatever, or something negative going on in their life, and they post it on Facebook, they're looking for someone to vent to. So jump in their inbox and say, hey, what's going on? Like, you know, I'm here. My inbox is open. Talk to me. Not always do we want to hear people vent, but it's a good thing, because when you want to vent, you want someone to listen to you. Okay. So I try to listen. I don't always like to hear venting, but please do not. If you need to vent, like, vent to me. And I'm dead ass about that. About this. This is going on YouTube. Because I still want to hear it. It's sometimes hard to hear people vent, especially when it's like a highly, highly negative person. But I always listen with an open heart, because I think, what if I felt like that? And what if I was in those shoes and somebody didn't want to listen to me? When I vent to somebody, it's not because I think that they care or that I think that, you know, or that they care of what's going on or whatever, or that whatever. It's because I physically just need to get it off my chest. I need to take it off my shoulders and I need to let it out. They don't even have to respond sometimes. Like, you don't have to have advice for me. You don't have to have whatever. Like, so when people are venting, you don't have to have all the right answers. You just need to be that shoulder. Possibility packets. It says, let's see your possibility packets. Post your pictures, videos below. Oh, this is because these are supposed to be interaction for our group. So it says, this is a small pack that includes literature to help someone make an informed decision about joining you. So this is something that I kind of started creating. I haven't actually implemented yet. I do send one out in my borrow bag. That is it. But what I like to do is I like to send, oh, it's right here. You can get these on the workstation, the consultant store. This is the same thing that comes in your kit, the consultant guide. I like to give these to people that are on the fence and stuff like that. And I always include this in my basket part, or in my like borrow bags, because as a borrow bag, they're doing all the work, you guys. They're being a consultant for you. So why not give them the information to realize they're already doing this. Here's the ins and outs. Here's a little more information to get them to jump that fence. So doing stuff like this, you can get, I think these are still available. These are like little folders on the consultant store. I don't really know if I'm going to use them or not yet, but they fit a catalog in here. You can put a card in here. All I have right now is like the join packet in here. But you can fill this with stuff, make your own flyers and information to put in here. Tell your story, make a flyer telling your story, how you started, why you started, was it just for a discount, you know, whatever, what it's brought you. Like I talk about all the time, how much of a person that I have grown into because of Scentsy. Like because of sponsoring people, because of building a team, it has pushed me to become more, to work on my leadership skills, to work on being able to talk about these things, to work on like, I say this all the time, especially in these meetings, like this was never me 2 years ago. I'd be like, you gotta be absolutely kidding me. I'm not doing that. Yeah, exactly. Hide me in a corner. This is not happening. I've always been a talker. I can in person talk to you until the cows come home. But for some weird reason, this always bothered me because I felt like through a screen, I guess my fear was always people can judge you more through a screen and you can't see it. But then I realized, what does it matter? Like, what does it matter? So there's so many, and not even just that, and then just learning how to go from being a spammy tactic, because I'll admit, did I cold message when I first started? Yeah, I did. And now I go back and like I go to like message somebody that I haven't talked to in a while, and like we barely talk, and I see one of those messages from when I first started. I'm like, ooh, that's bad. Why did I do that? You know, so like things like that. Now I learned just to kind of share the experience and all of these things. So like I talk about not just the amazing products. I don't talk about just the money that I get from it or the discounts that I have. I talk about what it has done for me as a person, how it has changed me and my outlook of just different aspects of life. So share that. Like, don't be afraid to tell your story, no matter how weird it is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how messy it is, like tell your story. Again, back to the whole, that's going to build trust, because then somebody's going to be able to resonate with that and be this girl might actually know what she's talking about. Network it. Community Facebook groups are a great place to make new connections. Check the admin's rules first. Build relationships naturally and authentically if permitted. Share your products and the opportunity with balance. Okay, when it says share your opportunity with stuff like that, that's again, don't put it on those pages. So Daisy, you mentioned earlier you're in a Harry Potter fan page. Okay, so then obviously you didn't just go post that warmer up in there. Like you started talking to people like, hey, look at this, like da 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 da. You weren't just picking random people, but it was relationships you built off of that page. You guys, I talk about it all the time. I'm in quite a few plant groups. And a couple of people watching this on the replay is going to know me from those. That I've built relationships there. And most of the time, I didn't even like jump in their inbox about Scentsy. I built relationships on that group and we became Facebook friends. Because we became Facebook friends, they started seeing my posts. And then some of them got interested. Some of them are still dabbling those little like, I need to try this, and haven't quite jumped on the, order bus yet, but they're there. They're there. And those are real relationships that I have made, not some just, hey, how are you? Here's my stuff. Buy my stuff. No, like whether they buy from me or not, those relationships are still where they're going to be. So, and I think I've said this before too, like if you guys are not in groups that serve you and like your interests, join a few. What is something that you hold super near and dear in your life? Find a Facebook group for it, because there is there. I mean, even down to there's mom groups, like there's different fan club groups. Like I said, I was in a plant group. There's like so many different things. And then from those relationships, you're adding friends and you're showing them this opportunity sometimes without even actually having to physically be like, look at what I sell. Because once they add you on Facebook, they're going to see that. If your posts are public, like all of mine are public, you do not have to be my friend to see my stuff. You can literally just Google me and find all my stuff. So somebody even wants to like troll, and I've had this actually happen before in the plant group. Somebody didn't even add me on Facebook, sent me a message going, wait, you sell Scentsy? I used to sell that. Do you by chance have this bar or whatever? Like, I don't remember even what it was. It was in winter. I think it was like Silver Bells or something. It was Vanilla Mint. But I told her, I was like, no, but it's actually available right now. And I do have a bulk order going in. I can throw a few on for you. And she did. She hasn't ordered since then. But after that, then she added me to Facebook. And she does like and comment on my stuff every now and again. So eventually, she's probably going to run out of the Vanilla Mint. I mean, I'm sure she's probably getting department store wax because she's not ordering from me, but we can cross that bridge later. But the point is that relationship is started. There's that fire. We lit that fire. Now we just need to make like a flame. Follow up. And this is huge for everything, not even just recruiting. Fortune is in follow up. Keep a monthly list of potential new team member names. Back to that list that we were talking about. Some may say yes when there's a joint special or even sooner. So that is like following up. So like I said, that list that you make, even after this special, don't throw that list away. In a few months down the road, touch base with, not even that whole list, maybe just dabble a few names in that list. And then a month after, dabble some more names and go and touch back with them. Like, hey, is now the time. I can tell you actually right now, and she's not even in here. I wish she was still in here. Brianna, the one that was just in here, she has hosted for me several times. She has so much family that, well, used to, not anymore, buy from me. And I had met them through Facebook parties. They're all in like Texarkana, Texas. She has some family up here, and that's how, I don't remember what party started it, but all of a sudden I found myself partying for about 2 months straight with all Texas people. I'm like, this is so crazy. How did I get down here? Like, I have no locals. Like, I don't even know how to run a party that's not whatever. So she had a party. I just mailed her. I sent the whole party order to her house, and I was like, you're going to have to deliver it like fundraiser style, because she had a whole bunch of people through Workstation, because she was gathering these orders and doing all this. Like, she was rocking this party. I was like, girl, join. And she's like, no, I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. And then I talked to her again. She goes, I don't got time for that. I'll just keep buying from you. And then finally, I don't even remember what it was that made her click. But then finally she's like, all right, that's it. You talked me into it. But just know, I wouldn't do this with anybody else. Like, this is because of you. I would not do this if it wasn't you. And here she is. And she's showing up for her business. So just because someone says no, that is dead proof that doesn't always mean no. Now, I mean, if they tell you straight up, like, no, piss off, like, never, ever in a million years, anti everything, then maybe not touch base with them again. But just I don't have time. I'm not good at selling. These things can change, because you know what? I was that person. I'm not good at selling. Don't recruit me. No, for years. so many other companies, like people in companies have tried to get me to join. And I was like, nope, I tried one. I can't do it. I can't sell. It's not for me. And you know what, like deep down now, after being here for 2 years, I think it was fate, because if I would have joined any other company, I would have flopped again. And I already know it. I would have flopped again. And then I would have had an even stronger opinion of I can't do it. So I'm glad that when I finally decided to change that mindset, it was with this company. Kits, we have 2 kits that can be offered, no 3. Full size host kit or our promo. The content descriptions can be found in your PWS and workstation, so have them ready to share. So when you're talking about this opportunity, make sure you have a list of what's in it and an image, so you can send those when you actually start talking. Like, obviously don't start your conversation with these, but when you're talking about it, they're like, well, what are my kit options? Boom, boom. Or you're talking about a specific kit. Well, what does that all come with? Boom, and send it to them. Have them easy access. Branding. Check out approved vendors and Scentsy Success consultant stores for various ways to brand your business. We are all Scentsy shirted obsessed. For example, wearing a Scentsy branded t-shirt while running errands can attract new connections. I personally don't think I have. Maybe actually, I think one person from the plant group, we had like a get together and we painted like plant pots and stuff. And we all got together at a park to hang out, just to have like a group outing kind of thing. And I told Dean, I was like, well, we're going to go to this. And he's like, you want to go paint pots? And I was like, yeah, I do. I mean, I really don't, but I do, because I want to build connections. I want to build relationships. And I was like, a lot of these people I've met online, but I haven't actually got to talk to. And I was like, so yeah, I do. And one girl did message me like a week later saying, hey, you sell Scentsy, right? Because I was wearing a Scentsy shirt. Because I even asked her, I was like, because and this is actually before, because this is like in the beginning. So I did not post a whole lot on, I was trying to stick just to my VIP page, because I was like, I don't want to be spammy. And then the I don't care button clicked, and then, whatever. But when I did, I didn't post that much or whatever. And she's like, she even said, it was like, she said something in her comment, I think it was, but somehow we talked about my shirt, and I was like, yeah, totally. We were laughing about it. I was like, I had to like donate half my closet to fit my Scentsy stuff, because Dean was telling me that it was taking over the closet. So I was just like, I don't wear this. I hope I never stop selling Scentsy, because I'm going to be running around topless. But things like that. I've met a few other consultants out of our team, like that aren't on our team, from wearing Scentsy branded apparel. I know that really doesn't help my business, but the point is, it stands out. I've had random people, I guess, comment on it, but I've never like gotten anything from it. I've given them my card, like, yeah, here, and then I never heard anything. But that's just a few. Like, if that is continuous, and especially I live in a small area, so it's definitely probably harder for me to have like personal branding be like, hey, but obviously if you're in a more high dense area, like that's going to be more noticeable. Reel it in. Oh, I like this one. Reels are fun, short videos consisting of music, audio, AR effects, text overlays, and are currently in fastest growing content format by far on Facebook. We want every person to create a reel today and share your enthusiasm. So again, this is like supposed to be a daily. So I'm not telling you, you got to always go out at 9 o'clock. Please do not post a reel after 9. You're not going to get any engagement, I promise you. But reels are, I dabbled. I've always, like, since I started Scentsy, I was seeing reels and I was dabbling in them, and I was like, okay, these are kind of fun. And I do them like here and there. And then following a lot of influencers, or not influencers, like business coaches, like Instagram, social media selling coaches. I don't ever pay for the courses. I'm not telling you guys go out and pay for those courses, but I watch their reels and I read all the captions that they have to use that to kind of give me ideas or give me advice or whatever, because there's still so much useful content that they do put out for free into their posts and stuff like that. And a lot of them do say, post a reel every day. A lot of them do like 30-day reel challenges. Like those you have to like pay to get into, but I see it as I'm just going to challenge myself to post a reel every day for 30 days. So honestly, I can't say that I haven't missed a day in the past 30 days, but I've been trying to be really, really on my game. I know you guys have probably seen a lot more of my reels recently than you have in the past. And a lot of times, don't stress out. Don't think you have to create them every day. What I do, and you'll notice in my reels, I'm wearing the same shirt. No, I am not wearing the same shirt for a week. I promise you guys, I shower and I wash my clothes. But I batch them. What I need to start doing is changing my shirt when I batch them, because then when I go to post, I'm like, damn, I posted that shirt yesterday. I got to pick a different shirt. So I should really start changing my shirt when I batch them. But a lot of my reels, I will spend a day and I will create like 5 to 10 reels. And then as I'm running low and I'm getting like 3, 4 left, I'll do another day where I'll batch them. One of these days, I really want to slam batch. Like I'm talking like I want to get a month worth of reels out there.
I like how yours are more like promotive, but like, I don't know, like you show different exciting things about the business without being like, I feel gotta do this.
And exactly,
I
and
do
that's
more
kind of how you do it.
comedy reels, like comedy to the music kind of stuff. So like, I'm like, oh, I want to try to do what you do, but that really scares me without being, like I said, in your face. I sell this stuff.
Right. But you know what? And like, but everybody's brand is different, and your reels kind of define your brand too. So if you're into that, you know, if you're the more comical person, like I am not funny. I mean, I know you guys laugh at me sometimes, but a lot of time that's like my dry sarcasm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am not that funny of a person. And so I kind of don't stream into that way. But if that's you, like, then keep going. Like, you don't have to make reels that look like mine. You don't have to make reels that look
I
like
love
mine.
saving sounds and coming up with funny ideas, but I'm always so
Oh
afraid
my
to post
God,
them because I know like the inventory stuff. I'm like, oh wait, I probably shouldn't post that. I didn't know if I should.
So even in my reels, sometimes you can see my inventory as long as you're not saying it's stock, it's inventory. You're not actually, but if it's in the background, like that's my personal stash.
I have another one I've been waiting to do, and I've just been running around the last 2 days, so I haven't been able to do it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it this week. I'm gonna make it. So excited. It's really fun.
What I like to do for batching is throughout the week as I'm in my scroll on Instagram, because actually I find myself, I scroll Instagram more than I scroll Facebook because I'm so sick of the
Instagram
negativity
is
on Facebook.
easier to make reels too.
On Instagram, I follow so many more people that talk about building businesses on Instagram. Like I said, like coaches and stuff like that. Not necessarily other scentsy leaders or not even other leaders in other like MLM companies, but I follow a lot of coaches and I watch what they do. I know I've mentioned it before, Jessie Lee Ward, Boss Lee, she is phenomenal. She posts reels every day, sometimes 2 a day. And sometimes I'll take ideas from her and I'll switch it into our own, like to relate with me and my business and my brand and, you know, our products. So like just tweak it a little. But what I'll do is when I'm just scrolling throughout the week, I'll save everything that I like. And then when I go batch it, I go back to my saved. And then I will, once I do them and I have it all edited, all good, I might not make my caption yet. Usually I make my caption like the day that I post it because I'm really bad at making all those captions. And I don't like typing that much. So to batch my captions, I don't like it. I'd rather just batch a caption like once a day. That's fine. So I'll do my captions daily as I post it. That's the only thing that's like new, but my reel might be from 3-4 days ago. I still have reels, you know, that I haven't posted because I haven't really found the right caption I want to put with them from like a month ago. But what I'll do is then after I have the video all edited, that all done, saved my drafts, then I will unsave that reel. So it's not there anymore. So I know I did that one. So then I'm not like going through a sea of reels. So if I end up scrolling like crazy and then, okay, I'm going to do this reel, I don't have to worry about coming across it later on because I already did it. So then I know that my very growing saved folder is stuff that I want to eventually touch base on. Okay, we're almost done. This one's funny. When it says Jerry Springer, this is the tip. When someone considers joining you, they're going to glance at your resume. Basically, your social media platform. So if they're on the fence about joining, they're going to scroll your page. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at your posts. Do your posts look more like, God, I can't even read this. Do your posts look more like Jerry Springer with negativity and drama, or is it a little bit more Ellen DeGeneres, fun and vibrant? Okay, so that's what you got to think of is how does your stuff look? Because that's your resume. If people are going to want to trust you, they're going to look into you and your life a little bit more. And the only way that they can do that is by scrolling your social media. And I will totally admit,
like, yeah, I've come across other consultants. Like I added a couple from the St. Louis trip, and I noticed just going through their page, you see a lot of those flyers. You see, I sell. It's like, I like that the challenge made a lot of it personal, because sometimes I share funny videos in between. So it makes it broken up between the public. Cause I mean, I don't want to stare at someone's page. That's all I see is what they sell. I want to see a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you look, I don't share a whole lot. Like,
I definitely slowed down, but I try to share funny videos.
And that's okay. Don't slow it down. If that's you, go for it. Like, don't slow it down. Like, that's not Jerry Springer drama. That's if it, you know what I mean? If it's funny, if it's relatable, like, go for it. I personally have never really been that person. Like, I hit share. I usually like things and then I just keep scrolling, or sometimes I don't even like. I'm a terrible person on social media when it comes to that. Exactly. So I just do that. I don't really share a whole lot. I've never been that person. Sometimes I think I should do a little bit more of that too. Like you said, break it up. But even at that, if you look at my page, yes. Does it scream that I sell scentsy? Yes. But it's not blah, blah, blah. It's not the flyer, the whatever. Like, I don't know how to put that into words, but there's a difference. Like you can read it, you can feel it, you can resonate with it. You can, you know what I mean?
It doesn't look different. Like you're staring at a company website.
Exactly.
Not that anything wrong with our websites, but we don't want those commercials. We want humans. We want to feel that. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what that sharing is about. And like the share versus selling is about is there's a human behind that product. And ultimately, and I say this all the time, is you're selling yourself first and foremost before this product. You have to, not like in that sense, but like you have to sell yourself in the sense of you have to sell that trust. You know, you have to sell that relationship, that friendship, that correlation. So you need to show that you're relatable, that you're real, that, you know, life is what it is. Again, whether it's the goods and the bads, like obviously you don't want to post like all bad negativity. Otherwise we're going back to that whole Jerry Springer. But like the other day when I posted, that post, like, I mean, I was feeling really vulnerable that morning. I had a really rough morning. It was a hard day for me, but I wanted to show people that that's okay. Like that this isn't always sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah,
but it's always worth it.
I really thought about that this morning. I found some new songs. There's some really rough situations going on at home, and some songs like brand new. I was like, oh, you know what? This reflects me like right now. And I was going to post it, but I was like, I don't want to make my page look negative, like being all sad and everything. But I'm like, oh, I'm sad, but hey, come buy my stuff.
So then what you do is you, instead of just sharing it, you add that caption. So show your vulnerability, but then follow it with, like, if you read that post that I shared, I said, like, it's being a leader is not all sunshine and rainbows, it's whatever. But then I said, in the end, it is worth it, because what you do is you overcome and you continue and you move on and you move forward. And then there is light at the end of that darkness. And I want, you know, everyone to know that you can feel like this and it's okay, because it doesn't have to be, this doesn't mean it's your whole life just because it resonates with you right now. So something like that, to share that. And if you wanted to, that's how I would go about that, is I would put that caption to it to show your vulnerability, but also show that there's light at the end of that tunnel, that there's, you know what I mean? Like kind of throw that positivity into it. So it's more of like a life coaching. I don't think that's the right word for it, but you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I'm just like, the way, even just hearing, I know I read it, but like, it, you know, I read it once out of my mind, but like, even just rehearing you saying it is like, I needed that right now. So sometimes I guess hearing that is gonna be like, maybe I need it now, but who's to say someone maybe a couple days from now doesn't need it then? Because that's like I said, I saw you, I read it, but it didn't mean anything the other day. But like today, hearing you re-say that actually feels kind of good to hear you say that. Even though I know it's not directed at me right now because you're kind of just coaching, but it's still like, you know what? Yeah, that's another positive thought for my head. So it's kind of cool just to put our everyday things into their everyday things.
Absolutely. Because it is human. No human's life is sunshines and rainbows and unicorn farts. Like it's not, life is hectic. Life is hectic. Life is crazy. Life is up. Life is down. Life is, we've all had low lows. We've all had high highs. Like, and that's the thing is it's okay to feel vulnerable and to share that. Obviously, you don't want to be negative Nancy every day of your life, but if like you're having a hard time or a hard moment in life and you feel like you need to get that off of your chest, like somebody else is going to resonate with that. There goes your eardrums. Somebody else is going to resonate with it. So that's okay to share that vulnerability. Because there's a difference of sharing that vulnerability and those struggles and talking about overcoming it to just being like, my life sucks. This is terrible. And that's where we're getting into that, again, the Jerry Springer stuff. Okay, so only a couple more tips. Holy cow, we're really going over today. This one says, your mind might tell you offering the opportunity, and this is actually kind of what you're saying in the beginning. Your mind might tell you offering your opportunity is a burden, just fear talking, or that is just fear talking, and fear is a liar. Sponsoring is a blessing. We have an amazing community, and aren't you glad you asked, or aren't you glad someone asked you? Okay, and that's back to the whole what I talk about all the time. I was never 2 years ago. If you told me I would have a team of 48 and I would become a director, I would laugh you out of the room. Get out of here, because that's not me. I'm not. And when I came into this, I didn't plan on sponsoring. I was like, I'm just going to run this myself. I'm going to make my discount, make money off of me. If somebody wants to join, they can join. That's cool. And Kimberly was my first recruit, and she's been in my life forever. She's been in my daughter's life forever. And she just was watching what I was doing. She's like, I love what you're doing, and I want to be a part of it. I'm going to join your team. And I was like, wait, why? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and then she's like asking me questions when she first started. I'm like, girl, I've been here for 2 weeks. I don't know yet. Like, so then we learned to like kind of grow together and like, exactly walk side by side and help each other. And to this day, like we still help each other. Obviously, my team has definitely flourished a little bit more than hers, but she also has a lot more on her plate. She has a job. She's going to school and all of these things where I dove in, and because I didn't have a job, because I was laid off because of the pandemic, I needed to make this work. So then when she signed up, and then my, I guess you could say sister-in-law, my brother's girlfriend, signed up, because she was close to me, and I was just like, oh, I got this little team of all my friends. Like, this is so cool. And then all of a sudden, Hannah started sponsoring people. And then I got a couple more people messaging me about joining. And I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, I did not talk the opportunity at all in the beginning. Now all I can do is talk about it, because they came to me, and like, that's what made me a leader and built the beginning of this team. I was forced into where I felt like they look up to me. I need to lead. I don't know how to do this, but I need to figure it out. And that's when I really started getting into like the YouTube and following other leaders and doing all these things and evolving into the person I am now. And I'm still evolving. Like that'll forever be a thing.
Yeah, but I'm definitely thankful that you're able to share that list of who I could follow, because I follow like 3 or 4, and then I found a couple others, and just finding others even from the flyer groups. Like I'm finding the ones who really are good at making the advertising without it looking so spammy. And I'm like, oh, you don't want to follow them publicly. A couple of them are actually my friends, so it's cool. But then I'm like, oh, wait, got to add that edit group, because they're the ones seeing my post and replying other people. But no, it's helped me definitely branch out, having them to lean on too.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And it's so crazy, because like when you get into these groups, you see everybody works their business differently. Everybody has a different style. And it's so nice, because you can take from this person, take from this person, take from this person, and create your own thing. Like you're not going to find somebody and just mimic her entire business. You're going to take a little here, take a little there. And then also when you find something your own, you're going to share that as well. You know what I mean? So it's just all this give or take, and it's just building off of each other. And it's definitely, it's something that I am so blessed for. And it really is. Sponsoring is such a blessing. And I was so scared in the beginning, but now it's just like, I talk about the opportunity all the time because of how much I've changed because of it. And that's why I guess, like a better word, I do push sponsoring on you guys. Like, obviously, if you're not comfortable with it, like, like there are people that are like, and a lot of times I tell them, like, I know you're uncomfortable, but if it's something eventually you're thinking about wanting to do, I am here for you too, even when you sponsor. Like, yes, you're going to be the direct sponsor. Yes, you're going to help lead them, but I am still your backbone. I am still going to help you. You know what I mean? Like, my onboarding
It's definitely different for me because I thought I could take the sponsoring. And I was like, oh, no big deal. I've been a manager for the last like 5 years of different retail companies. I've had some more private companies, and I was like, I got this. No, I've had teams underneath me, but I had those instructions from the retail. Like, I had those guidelines. This is me trying to show them, like, this is how we do it. And I'm like, wait, I'm still trying to piece this together. Like, hold on.
Girl, 2 years in, I'm still piecing this together. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I definitely did not think I was gonna last this long. So,
and you rock it, girl. Every month you rock it. So I'm so
even with my crazy crew, I've got them all up tonight. So,
but like when it comes down to it, like, even like when you're sponsoring somebody, like, yes, you're going to help coach them through those beginnings, but I've made that YouTube, that training guide. And I tell people all the time in this team, when utilize that, like, you don't have to make your own. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Share what I share. You know what I mean? Anything that I've helped you with or sent you for help, send them, tag them in different posts that I've created, all of those things. And that's what I want the tribe community to be, is a place where it helps all of us coach better. Like, I've had to figure this out on my own. I've had to make these systems by watching other leaders and piecing together or whatever. So I'm putting this all together and trying to have it coordinated. So you guys then, it takes that work off of you guys and you guys can just utilize this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So 3 more. Okay. So so 3 more. I'm gonna try to be ninja because we're almost at like 2 hours of this tribe talk. Burp. If you only make a post, join my team. More than likely, no one's gonna join your team. It's informative to know you have a team to join. However, the one-on-one connection yields greater results. Go beyond social media, work both and on off of Facebook and Instagram. So that's talking about getting more into the community, like, talking about things like different experiences you've had with scentsy and like stuff like that. Like, even not even scentsy, building those relationships so like they trust you and they confide in you and stuff like that, to talking about different things like the St. Louis trip, stuff like that, like that we have grown into a community that we are tighter niche than people would just think. Like, some people say, join my team. And what do you think of? The typical MLM, oh, I'm going to join your team and sell and make you money. No. Yes, but no. You know what I mean? Like, there's a community to it. There's so many times a lot of triboluminescent people come to me for something completely not even sensy, because that trust is built, that friendship is built. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to message me just because it's team related or sensy related. Like, we've built those relationships even away from that because of this community. Yes, sensy brought us together, but the friendships and the relationships are going to keep us together, Okay.
Road trips.
Exactly. Join alternatives. Try not to use the word join when I offer the opportunity. Says, I know, it can be a challenge. Team is another word for replacing it as well. Comment below with your relative phrases. Okay, so that one, even that one's got me stumped, man. I don't know what I would have did if somebody posted this and made me answer it. Try not to use the word join when offering the opportunity. So
maybe like kind
who
of
would like to be a part of an empowering community? Who would like to be part of something more? Who would want, like things in that verbiage? Anybody watching this video, if you guys have ideas or comments, please let us know. I would love to hear. I mean, that's anything that I've commented on, please.
Yeah, anything just to kind of stay away from like that typical join, sell, join, sell, join, sell. Gotta steer away from that and just, like you said, build a community, join that family, like how we did for Friendsgiving, you know. Find
Oh,
those friends you didn't know
exactly.
you
Even something
needed.
simple like that, just getting together, community. And like there was a little scentsy talk throughout that, but a lot of it was us talking and just bonding and just being together. You know, again, back to that sense of community. And that's something that I've lacked in my life for a long time. So like I love being able to do stuff like this. And I have talked with a few other people in Triluminescent, and it's something that I want to start talking about, is doing like get-togethers, whether it be once a catalog season, or, you know, I know our lives all get hectic and stuff like that. So I think we should keep doing Friendsgiving every fall, but I think maybe something even in the spring, like a get together, maybe like right after the kids got out of school, we could do like a cookout or whatever. Cause,
I've got the carnival ride hookups.
hey. Exactly. So then here, this says tip 31, and actually I've never heard this statistic, so I'm actually like kind of in awe. It says, it does say insert income disclosure statement, so that will be added to the YouTube. I promise you guys, you can see the income disclosure statement in below, because I have mentioned way too much in this video to not include it. Did you know that there are statistics that show if you sponsor 2 new team members per month, if you earn 2,000 PRV or more per month for 2 to 5 years, you have the potential of promoting to the highest title and earning an exceptionally high income. What? That's insane. Okay. Obviously though, if you actually look at the income disclosure statement, it looks bleak. It really does. Like based on the income, and actually, hold on, I think I pulled it up last time too, but I want to pull it up again. Based on this, so average annual commissions. This is an old one. This is from 2019. This is an updated because they do update the income disclosure statement every year. So if you do have them saved, make sure you're always looking for so you won't see a 22, you're going to see a 21. So like the year prior you're going to use. So this one's from 19. So it's a little out of date for anyone watching this, but still in general. So when I joined in 2020, this would have been the valid one. So I'm going to compare my year 2020. Average annual, so all year commissions earned, was $1,769. I've seen a single check bigger than that. So like right there, that's crazy that I am above the average, because never in my life would I tell you I'm above average. Like if anything, I'm like par, like I'm coasting here. I'm right in the middle. Like I'm not high class. I'm not low class. I'm like right here. Like, and that's what it is. Like, and obviously I'm not saying I make enough to, you know, go out and buy a house. We rent a house. We definitely live check to check. Like it's, yes. Okay. The current. So, okay. Their average annual commission. That's almost $3,000 for annual commission. Okay. I haven't seen a check that big, but that's annual. So that's all year. My, again, income disclosure statement insert here. You guys please check the comments. When I filed my taxes this year for last year, I made $16,000 with scentsy. That is not, but no, that's not a lot. Like that's not enough to make or break a bank. Like I'm gonna be straight up honest. If I did not have Dean here, like a second income in this household, this would not be enough. I'll be straight up honest like that. What was that?
That's not even 1 month's rent for me.
Wait, what?
You said, did you say 1,600 or 16? Or
16,000.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, yeah, no, that wouldn't.
Yep. In 2020, I made $16,000 with scentsy. Now that's low. That's, if you think about it, an average, like median person, I think, what do they say, is like around 25,000 a year.
I typically, when I worked 50 to 60 hours a day, I'd make 23,000 a year. Not exactly. This past 2 years, but before that, yeah.
And shit and stuff's tight. So, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I wouldn't be able to do this without obviously a second income in this household. But the thing is, I'm above par, like according to this income disclosure statement. So a lot of people look at these and they, kind of get discouraged about it. But if you really dive in, you can make possibilities of this. I have seen superstar director checks. Lord save me and put me there faster because I'm working on it. $50,000 in a single check. Like what? 50,000 in a check. That is physically possible. And that right there is inspiring enough for me to keep going. I might not be making bank right now, but if I keep the consistency and I keep growing my team and I keep on keeping on and I don't give up, one day I'm going to be there. Write that down. March 1st at 9:48, Desiree said she's going to have a $50,000 check one day because I'm not giving up.
Yeah, I would love to grow as well personally, but I think just getting enough income, one, for a couple, extra school supplies to the kids is great, but two, to be able to, for me, I've been slacking behind because just money being so tight, I couldn't get the scent kits or the warmer of the month. And so now I'm waiting, like this month, I waited till today to go and order Tiger Lily.
And things like that, though, there are successful people that don't, in this business, that don't buy everything and anything. That, I mean, obviously the sense, they do like to sample those out and stuff like
that's
that.
What I was like, I feel like it helps with the samples to reach out to other people because I want to have something to give them if I'm talking to them about stuff because I travel a lot. And just giving them my business card is kind of like,
For sure.
I don't want to. Here's a catalog. Here's a flyer. No, I want to make it a little more personal. That's why it's like I like having samples on me, or I keep scent circles and stuff in my car normally with me in the packages.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it gets too hot. So
I have scent circles in my purse at all times. Yep, I feel that.
So I just feel like having that little bit of extra just behind me, even though it's coming from this, helps support it too until it gets to where I feel more comfortable putting in more of my own.
And that's 100%, and that's 100% what I do. Honestly, I usually take at least half my check and put it back into my business because I know that it needs to grow. But it's also something that anybody watching this, like just starting out especially, like do not feel like you need to put in a whole bunch of money because you do not. Big thing that I like to preach, and Orville said it best. He said it best. He wants you to use do not use family money on scentsy. He wants you instead to use scentsy money on family. So what you do is you work your booty off and you get that check. And then maybe if it's, just a couple $100 or whatever, and especially if you're doing this as a side gig, take that Scentsy check and invest it into your business. Maybe you won't have extra money this month because, you're going to have your regular income that does your normal stuff or whatever. And then you get your extra money from Scentsy, but then you're going to flip that back into your Scentsy business because then it's going to come more in return. And it's going to keep growing and it's going to keep going as long as you're not ordering it for you. Like, I mean, yes, do I order stuff for me? Yes. Like, I'm not saying that, but like you're ordering it in purpose of doing something beneficial to your business. You order a counter clean for yourself. You promote it every time you use it. You share it every time you use it. You order wax, even if it's for yourself, you take half of that bar and you make felt samples and you mail those out, things like that. So like you can still use it for yourself, but you're also using it to invest in that business. You're doing some income producing activity with the things that you're buying from Scentsy.
Yep. I'm really actually very happy because of the pre-orders this month. You
rocked it with those pre-orders.
What I figured out was that I sold a little more than I normally do. So I actually am able to pay for my girl's birthday party. The place canceled on us. So everything went downhill. We couldn't get the money back. But with this, I could take it, and I'm taking my girls bowling for their birthday next week. So
nice.
Thank you, Cindy.
Nice.
And it just comes from finding my outside interests. Like, I'm that nerd. I ain't the pretty girl. I'm the nerd.
Right. And then that's weird
and awkward. And that's
actually, who I think you would like to follow? Have you seen Dawn I cannot remember her last name.
After the video.
So go on Instagram and type in Dawn Gets Waxy. Waxy. Dawn Gets Waxy. She is such a nerdy nerd. Like, she's a Disney fanatic, but she's just nerdy. Like, just the things she does. Like, she's a gamer. She's like it. She doesn't really share too much of her gamer stuff, but I've seen like here and there. And like her husband's a nerd, and like I feel like you can resonate with her so much.
Yeah, and I mean, I just find that that's me. I find that that's my outreach for everybody, and it's
That's your niche. That's your brand.
Yeah, it's just coming from little areas. Like, I love bright, loud patterns. So a lot of my paperwork, I'm kind of dabbling on how to make my personal papers instead of just the monthly brochures that we get. I'm trying to find ways to personalize it. I'm trying to figure out the splashes of colors on it, or some crayons, or like, I just let my kids go crazy with my stamp. I had them help with stickers. Like, we just sticker the stuff. Like, we shipped out an order that got mailed to the house, but the girl moved, so we reshipped it to her new location. We put Easter and spring stickers all over that box. Like, we prettified it. And it's just stuff like that. Like, that's finding that connection for me. So I think that's helping me grow right now.
And it really is. It really is, because that's finding, you take your niche and you build it into a brand is what you do. And that's why all of it.
I'm trying to make it's scentsy for the family, so it could come back to the family.
Yep.
Involving them. Like, they love smelling my waxes. I'm like, where did this wax go? Oh, we took it to my room. I wanted that one.
Yep. That's Annika. We almost went up in arms when she took my last cube of Ariel. I was like, you better not put that in the water. Yeah, no. And like, she yells at me, like, I have to wait to go live to smell like new scents and stuff like that, because she wants to be a part of it. She wants to be involved. She likes to go live with me. She likes to all those things.
The
and like,
boxes get here before I get home, and they're open. I'm like, wait, where's everything in here? Where's the packing slips?
That's too funny.
Like, that's not ours. Wait.
All right. Well, now that we're on like 2 hours, I'm going to cut this off. So I think everybody with this, I hope a lot of these tips, like, or a good handful of them at least resonated with you, maybe sat in your heart, and implement some of them. Use that join kit. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I know I preach all the time to, when you have your own personal parties, to give away that free kit. I have 2 right now that I can give away, but I'm going to lax back on posting that right now. Because if anything, I'll hold those until next month. Like, that's fine by me. So like, I'm going to try to push this $25 kit, especially because then it's not anything out of my pocket, because this is a time where a lot of people join, and it's not anything, back to what we were talking about, out of my pocket, where I feel like I wasted my post rewards on somebody who's not going to do something. Because it kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it does, yes, it's not money out of my pocket, but that could have been something that I could have gotten. That's, I guess, how I see it. So instead of doing that, I'm going to really push these $25 kits and see what we're doing. I'm going to work on my list as well, even though I do have a little bit of a list already from, prior conversations I've had with others. But I'm going to kind of touch base on some maybe new connections that I've had and add some of them to the list. So I hope you guys got some benefit from this, and I hope to see lots of sponsoring numbers this month. I'm so excited. Work on getting that incentive. I know you guys can all do it. All right. I will see you guys later.